Hello, and
Hi.
hello to you,
Hi, Scott.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Um, so usually when we have one of these talks, it's usually pretty dorky. We just like to have a good time, just record a little bit of our lives. And if I recall right, one of our last ones, you were trying to figure out in several different languages that you speak.
With
What
with
the
the ducks.
Right, with the ducks, you were trying to figure out which language they could understand, and we, what did we figure out? They speak Mallet,
Yeah.
and you don't speak Mallet.
No.
So, so we like to have a good time, because after what we've been through in life, losing our spouses to cancer, if we didn't laugh, we'd probably cry, which we've done a lot of that over the years,
Yes.
anyways. But today we wanted to talk about a topic that is kind of near and dear to our heart, is love after loss. Um, did you find love again?
Yes.
And I think I have too. I know I have. And I'm very blessed to have Nenz in my life. She really she really saved me from myself. The journey of grief is a horrible thing.
You want me to cry here?
Did I help
Okay.
you?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, and so we just wanted to talk a little bit about that because a lot of times you don't actually think about it. Like when my father lost his wife, my mother, they'd been married 54 years, and when my mother died, my father must have been like 80ish. I knew my mother had died. And of course, I was sad about that, but it never really, I never really thought about it as I lost my mother, but in a sense, my father lost his world. Uh, that they, when you're married, especially for a long time, your whole world is your partner. Of course, you get the kids and the grandkids, but your center is your partner. And never really dawned on me how much it must have meant to him to lose her. Then, boom, I lost Penny, and I thought to myself, oh, that's what he must have been feeling. And to be quite honest, I wasn't there for him. I was there in one way. I was there physically, but probably not mentally and emotionally, because I didn't understand what he was going through. But you had a very similar thing. You made a comment to a brother who became a widower.
Yes.
It was more of a humorous, but it wasn't. But tell
Yeah.
what
To
happened to you.
my eldest brother, when he lost his wife and planning to, actually, is not planning. He is, after a few years, he is on relationship, and I comment on him that why you want to get married again.
Right.
Yeah.
And he explained it to you.
Yeah, he explained to me because I told you have your two kids. Uh, I mean, it's not two kids, it's they grown up already. And what else you want in life?
Right.
Now you are very comfortable, so don't get married again. Then he said, I'm so sad alone at home. Nobody is taking care of me, and my two daughter is, they are already in the city working.
Right.
Yeah. At
Yeah.
first I cannot understand him. And then yeah, when my time came, when I lost Norman that time, yeah, I realized how you call this one, how sad it is.
Right.
To lose a husband or to lose a spouse.
Yeah, because I was blessed with my family and friends. My kids checked on me every day, and they still pretty much do every day. And I appreciate them. I can't ask for, they've been super to me. I have friends who've been super, but it doesn't, for us, at least for me, it didn't fill the void that was left behind when Penny died. The same way that when my mother died, is my father for a year just kind of floundered. You know, we were there for him, but then he eventually met this wonderful woman named Diane.
After a year or
Well,
more than
I don't know. I
than
can't.
1 year, 2 years?
It was. I think it was right around a year, and she is absolutely wonderful. My father's now gone, but at least he left her behind, and she's kind of like a.
You have a good relationship.
You have a good
now, right?
Yeah, I'm always trying to find her a new boyfriend too. And
sometimes he advised Miss Diane to have a Filipino boyfriend.
yeah, I've told her. I said I'll bring you over to the Philippines and we'll find yourself a husband over there. But
he never failed to call Diane at least once a week, or more than that.
Once or twice a week, and because be honest is, I don't believe my father would have lived to the age he did if it wasn't for Diane. It wasn't that we didn't care for him. It was the what he got from Diane, and Diane he gave to Diane that kept him alive. Now, some people who become widowed, they don't need it. They've been married once, and that's fine. Yeah. And I respect that, don't you?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
And but I believe that
it's not everybody the same, isn't it?
Right.
It's not. It's. I mean, everyone is different.
I bet you there's some days where you think to yourself, maybe I should have stayed single. And do I ever irritate you?
A little bit.
Yeah. But you know what's funny is people say, you must argue. Do we argue?
No.
No. We might irritate each other a little bit, but after being from such good marriages, we know how to argue fair or disagree.
Yeah.
We also have a little age behind us.
We have a great marriage, and from that marriage also we learn a lot of things.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's very true. And after losing a spouse, I think you also learn how to pick your battles. You realize that things really, like I watch on Facebook what really, some of the things that fire up people, and I'm just saying, chill, it'll be okay. Is because one thing I learned after losing Penny, I was pretty chill before, but I'm really chill now. I just like, I don't sweat things like I used to, because you know what is, at least I have life.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people wonder how we met, and we've mentioned it before. No, we didn't meet on a dating site. We weren't even out looking. We belong to a widow and widower support group with members from around the world.
Yeah, it's a worldwide support group.
With nobody leading it. It's just a group of us who just communicate, share stories.
Yeah, and support each other.
Right.
Yeah.
And the stories are same. Like at the time, she was
very related story.
Yeah, you were a nurse in Oman at the time.
Yeah.
Who grew up in the Philippines, but your story in many ways was my story, and very similar. So
yeah, very similar story.
So to make a long story short, we just had a back and forth, and just I weren't looking, she wasn't looking, and the next thing we knew, we're in what you now call a long distance relationship.
Yeah.
And then she ended up, she's over here.
We started in a very simple conversation.
Right.
yeah, about our loss.
Yep.
Then end up to,
You ended up falling madly in love with me.
yeah, that's true.
And so the reason she's here on a visitor's visa, and she's over here planning her career. She can't work.
Yeah, I cannot work.
She can't work, but
Even though I got already my U.S. registered, U.S. licensed nurse,
right.
but still I cannot work.
Yeah, she has to wait until the visa process goes through, and because she's done as much as she can now, you have your nursing license, you've passed your NCLEX here. You have 20.
My NCLEX
How many
last
years?
October.
How many years you've been a nurse?
Now total, all in all, is 22 years.
Right. Yeah. So you're going to prove to be a valuable asset to a lot of people, and besides that, you're forever curing me of something that I didn't even know I had. No, just just having a little fun with that. No, it's great living with. Penny worked in a hospital for 20-something years, but she was computer, not clinical, and it's really different living with a nurse. So, but we are now. You are about ready to fly back to the Philippines, and
yeah, I am flying tomorrow.
Right. And you're going back to your family.
Yes.
And we are.
Are you sad?
Well, I am. I'm sad to be you leaving. It's almost like a loss all over again. But
don't say like that.
yeah, it is. But on the other hand, you're going back to your family. You're going to be preparing them for whenever the government gives you the go ahead, and then because.
In God's perfect time.
Yeah,
That's what I have told you before.
And I have told you, yes, in God's perfect time, but it's also the government's perfect time. So she's headed back to the Philippines, and I'm going to continue life between Marquette, Michigan, and Derby, Vermont. I go back and forth.
Yeah.
What is it?
And,
like a 16-hour drive through Canada.
And he will be joining us in the Philippines next month to help us in farming.
Yeah, that's one thing I've said since being in the Philippines. I've watched these people. The Nenz grew up as a child of rice farmers, and I've decided I want to just go over there. No, not work for pay or anything. But I want to spend a few days in a rice field, working with the carabao, the water buffalo, or working in the cane fields. I want to immerse myself into your culture.
Yeah.
So
you are very welcome.
Yeah. The people of the Philippines are wonderful. Now, before we go, how have you enjoyed Americans?
Oh, very nice people. Very
Right.
good people.
Right. So I think that's about it. Thank you, everybody, for supporting us in our.
That is our love story.
Yeah, that's our, and it's been quite the journey, and and as I've said many times, I've learned I won't say I'm fluent in Tagalog, but I'm enough to where I can tell if you're mad at me. So, okay.
Yeah, so we will end this conversation by telling in Tagalog, goodbye.
Paalam.
Paalam to all.
Yep.
Paalam sa lahat.
Right.
Have a nice day, guys.
Bye.